March 23rd, 2:35 p.m. District Court, courtroom number 3. Court will now reconvene. I assume both sides are ready. Yes, Your Honor. Yes, Your Honor. I can understand the defense acting like this. However, why do you also seem distraught, Mr. Edgeworth? That is... It's nothing, Your Honor. What's wrong with Edgeworth? Is it because he wasn't able to get the evidence? It looks like something unexpected just happened to him. Now then, Mr. Edgeworth, if you could please tell the court the results of the handwriting analysis on Miss Impax's suicide note. Yes, Your Honor. Unfortunately, we have discovered that this suicide note is a forgery. What? It was planted! I knew it! What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth? This note was not written by Miss Impax herself. It is a fake. Order! Order! Mr. Edgeworth, would you care to explain what's going on? If this was not written by Miss Impax, then who wrote it? We would need more time to do a more detailed analysis. However, it appears... Oh, I was not expecting that! Sorry, I read ahead. It appears that the handwriting matches that of the victim, Mr. Juan Corrida. Mr. Corrida? Well... It looks like Miss Impax never left a suicide note at all. She never wrote anything about Mr. Ungard. However, Your Honor, even though this suicide note is indeed fake, Mr. Ungard could not have known that. And so, that fact remains unchanged. Acting under the assumption that it was real, he had plotted to possess it. That does sound very plausible. This theory that On Guard had no idea that the suicide note was fake, something seems a little wrong with it. Something seems wrong with it? We're already being asked a choice here? Something seems wrong with it. Well, I guess my question is, why would they make a complete show out of it if it was a fake letter? What would we present here? Because yeah, if there was a fake suicide note, number one, poor Adrian, am I right? Also, sorry, Adrian. And number two, what was the confession gonna be about? Let's present some evidence. The defense believes that the theory the prosecution has stated contradicts testimony. If everything the prosecution has proven up to this point is true, then it's impossible for Mr. Ungard to not know... Then it's impossible for Mr. Ungard to not have known it was a fake. It was impossible for him to not have known it was a fake. It was possible for Ungard to have known it was a fake. So he might have known it was a fake. Why? It's been a while, guys. It's been a whole weekend. I've I've completely scrubbed this case from my head, so we might get some things wrong here right off the bat. So there is the video camera. There's a spy camera that was in the room. He might have known it was fake. There's also, you know, that. The attempted suicide report. Tells of Unguard's horrible misdeeds. I mean, we could try spy camera here. What is this little item called again? A video camera, Your Honor. Well, a very small one, but... Oh, that's right! A camera! Ah, you kids and your fancy toys nowadays. Mr. Edgeworth, earlier you claimed that Mr. On Guard knew of the existence of this note because he was spying on the victim. Isn't that right? If that were true, then this means Mr. On Guard would have known that the victim had forged the note. Oh, we got it right! So then, the defendant knew this suicide note was a fake. And if that's true, then the situation has suddenly changed in a very dramatic way. Exactly, Your Honor. The prosecution's theory as to what Mr. On Guard's motive for murder was... It has suddenly disappeared into thin air. Wait, into what his motive was has suddenly disappeared into thin air. Man, they did not edit this trial properly. Where are the proofreaders out here? But, Your Honor, it's not as if Mr. On Guard monitored Mr. Kurita 24 hours a day. Perhaps the victim wrote the note in a place Mr. On Guard didn't know of. Well, right back at you, Mr. Edgeworth. Why don't you show us some proof that the victim made the forgery at an unknown place? How's it feel, Edgeworth, to have to present evidence? Order! Order! Mr. Edgeworth! It looks like this time, it is you who has dug his own grave. As I figured. Huh? As you figured? As I figured. It came down to this, after all. Mr. Edgeworth, you're not making any sense. When I heard the results of the handwriting analysis, I thought this might happen. The question is, what next? What next? If the prosecution can't prove Mr. On Guard's motive through the evidence, then we must prove it from another angle. Well, I agree with you there. Your Honor, the prosecution would like to call a witness to the stand at this time. Oh? Well, that's fine. However, this witness is a little unusual. Edgeworth stuttering? This isn't like him at all. Unusual? Well, what sort of witness is this person, Mr. Edgeworth? I feel like that could have been the other way. What kind of person is this witness? Whatever. This witness is one who is perfectly fit to answer, once and for all, the question of who was it that hired Shelley to kill her to commit murder? That's impossible. Who in the... Matt On Guard? The Nickel Samurai himself? No such person exists who can answer that question with such certainty. Yes, Mr. Edgeworth. Who is this witness? It is... it's... unless... they have the killer in custody? Yes? Go on! Who is it? The man himself. Mr. Shelley the Killer. Oh, Mr. the Killer. Wait! Shelley the Killer? You mean the killer? I mean the assassin. Yes, Your Honor. He's coming here? To the witness stand? Well, yes, in a manner of speaking. I recognize that this is a very unusual circumstance, so I ask for your permission. Well, Mr. Wright? Yes? Is this all right with you? Do I have a choice here? I can't really do much else to drag this trial out. The defense has no objections, Your Honor. I wonder if it's really all right to do this. Very well then. The prosecution calls its witness to the stand. Edgeworth, is there no other way left to us? Water break. Okay, is there no other way left to us? Now then, witness. I wonder if he's actually there or if it's just like a similar transceiver or a head on a screen. What do you guys think? Place your bets. What do you guys think? Place your bets right now. Is it actually Shelley the Killer? Or is it just like a body double? Now then, witness. Your name and your occupation, please. I knew it! I knew he wasn't gonna be there! I was like, 1000% Edgeworth is commandeering the transceiver we got when Maya was kidnapped and putting it on the stand. That's so funny. Sorry. I love this game, man. It's so dumb. Very good, sir. My name is Shelley the Killer, and I am a professional assassin. You're a terrible assassin. You got blackmailed and recorded by a no-bit celebrity. A samurai at that. I say, what is going on here? Your Honor, how can you remain so calm? And what is the meaning of this two-way radio? Actually, Your Honor, it was delivered to me just now, and it came with a condition. As long as we do not trace its source, Mr. the Killer will testify to this court. Oh, it's not our transceiver. And he came forth willingly. He knows he fucked up. Getting blackmailed by the Nickel Samurai. How embarrassing. You are a stain on your legacy's name. That's it. So, This must be what that urgent phone call he got earlier was about. Oh no. This will not do. I can't allow this in my court. First of all, we can't even be sure this is really Mr. the Killer himself. Witness, please present some sort of proof that you are, in fact, Shelley the Killer. I understand. Please, wait a second. I'm so hungry. Maya! Maya! A voice! Mr. Wright, can you confirm anything from this? The defense has no objections to this person. We are satisfied that this man is indeed Shelley the Killer. It looks like we have run into yet another unexpected turn of events. Well, it doesn't seem like we have too many choices under these circumstances. So, now then, witness, there's one thing I would like to confirm before we speak of anything else. And what would that be? At the request of a client, you killed Mr. Juan Carita, is that correct? It is as you say. I did indeed kill Mr. Carita. Oh. Now that we have answered that, let's move on to the name of your client. Very well. This is all just a bad dream. Yes, that's it, a bad dream. Shelley the Killer. What is he gonna say? He's gonna speak the truth, man! Witness testimony about my client. He's gonna speak the truth because he doesn't want to be blackmailed! There is something I must first state. To an assassin, nothing is more important than the trust between a client and himself. And that is the reason I'm here today, on this witness stand. It is my wish that you grasp this concept before I give the name of my client. I understand what you're saying. The trust was broken because he recorded you. Mr. the Killer seems to be a very clever man. I'd almost say he seems to be mocking us. While he may appear to be our enemy, Your Honor, Mr. the Killer is only stating the truth. He is no hypocrite. He has always stood by this one belief. You mean about this trust between his clients and himself thing? It seems to be a level of trust beyond what people like me can comprehend. Well, Mr. Wright, are you ready to cross-examine the witness? Yes, Your Honor. There's no way to know what's coming next, so stay cool and collected, Phoenix. Cross-examination about my client. Okay, we're pressing everything, boys. Pressing everything. Pressing it all. Sorry, I'm like moving my hair around because I'm like, man, I look real blank up here. We can hear anything you have to say later. Can you please just tell us who your client is? I don't think you understand your place, Mr. Attorney. I said this is something I must first state. Do you know what the word first means? I'm getting deja vu. Someone else said something like this. Was it the bento lady? I don't know. Someone was sassy like this though. Well, it appears this is one witness you can't badger, Mr. Wright. That's only because you don't know about me. That's only because you don't know about my situation. The trust between you and your client? I provide my services in a fast and efficient manner. In exchange, I trust that my clients are discreet about me and my identity. If too many people knew my face, it would be quite troublesome. And that is why you're testifying in this manner. This is the first time one of my clients has ever been accused of murder. I must preserve the To Killer name, so my clients can trust me. But couldn't someone stab you in the back and break your trust? It has never happened before, but if it ever did, yes, that person wouldn't be my client for very long. I wonder if this was a two birds, one stone situation then. I wonder if his original client was Juan Corrida. They would certainly... That's enough! Please, no more! Very well. It was only a hypothetical anyway. Interesting. That seems a little strange to me. I mean, you're about to tell us the name of your client. I would think that this would be very bad for them. It doesn't matter to me. This client has already broken the rules and acted outside of their prescribed role. Their role? This person tried to implicate another of the crime in order to save themselves. And this is a trespass that cannot be forgiven. You... Who gave you the right to be so high and mighty? To the gentleman who spoke just now. Excuse me, but would you care to die? No! No! I didn't say anything. The judge has better watch himself. Sorry, let me see. That's the reason he's there. Okay, got it. We understand. So, please, tell us the name of your client. I'm afraid I cannot do that. I still have a few things to say before I do. That egomaniacal. It's not good for your health to be so aggravated. You won't live very long if you let everything bother you. Somehow, that coming from an assassin makes it less than comforting. I don't really care about all this extra fluff, just tell us the name already. Patience. Try to calm down a little. It's important to try and understand his mindset. He seems very steadfast and closed, so you're gonna have to work to get him to talk. I'm not his therapist, you know. Okay, so I think we now present something. I think what we do is present the spy camera. Because that's the only thing I could think of, honestly. It's just, I'm tunneling on it. It's either that or that big bear. This or that. Let's do spy camera. Otherwise, we present profile, which it's like... Juan Corrida sounds really suspicious here. Because... why would the killer go out of his way to say, like, to talk about all this trust stuff? And be like, oh yeah, my client actually is framing someone else, aka the Nickel Samurai. Like, he's not here to backstab him. So so yeah, Juan Corrida is very suspicious here. In that vein, there have now been 2 deaths involving Juan Corrida. His own, obviously, and then Celeste Impax's. So it's all very suspicious. It's all very strange. Oh, sorry, I meant to present. Let's present that spy camera. I'm also like... was it a theory that we came up with? Where Matt on guard caught the killer on camera? I don't know. Let's present this though. Oh, okay, no. We don't present there. No. Because we've already pressed everything, I'm sure of. So we're just presenting stuff now. Wait, is there actually more that he wants to say? What happens if we press multiple times? Is it the same? A person who frames another is the worst kind of human. And that's why you feel you can betray this person? I have no trust relation. I have no trust relation with a client who can't understand their assigned role. Just my luck. An assassin with a conscience. Who would have figured? Now then, everyone. Do you think you can understand? Okay, I want to load back in there. I was actually surprised. I was caught off guard. I skipped through the rest of it. So yeah, let's press that again. The trust between you and a client? I provide my services in a fast and efficient manner. In exchange, I trust that my clients are discreet about me and my identity. These are the roles and duties an assassin and his client are to carry out. I'm sorry, but I was just wondering about something you just said. You said that your client had already broken the rules. A person who frames another is the worst kind of human. And that's why you feel you can betray this person? I'm so surprised that the game made us press again. There's so many curveballs with this finale, let me tell you. I have no trust relation with a client who can't understand their assigned role. Just my luck. An assassin with a conscience. Who would have figured? Now then, everyone. Do you think you can understand my logic? This case just keeps getting better and better. I agree, Phoenix. For different reasons, though. If you can't, then I'm afraid we can't proceed. Everyone understands your point, I think. Really. In that case, I believe I am prepared to disclose the information you seek. You have made it crystal clear that you value trust over all else. I believe we are ready. Excellent. And that is the... okay. I'm gonna press the remaining statements again, only because I'm like, well, the game had us do it once. Let's do it again. Okay, nothing there. What is it? Now I can't bring myself to ask the client's name. If you can't ask it, Mr. Wright, then I will. Witness, what is the name of your client who requested the murder of Mr. Juan Carita? Place your bets, folks. Is it Juan Carita himself? Or is it the Nickel Samurai, Mr. Mad on Guard? Who is it? I don't know how to make polls on Twitch. I don't even know if I can make it. So just reply, comment who you think it is. I'll give you 3 seconds. I clicked out. That was more than 3 seconds. That person's name is... oh, here. I'll give you 3 seconds now. Starting now. Type who you think it is. 3, 2, 1. Adrian Andrews? What? She wasn't even an option! God damn it! Adrian Andrews, the fucking gaslighting queen! I can't believe this. I can't believe this. We trusted her! I'm telling you, I knew it. I knew she was gaslighting us from day one. I knew it. I knew she was gaslighting us. But to have her do it again and now to have been the killer. Oh my God, I can't believe this. I am baffled. I am befuddled. I am so angry. I can't believe this is happening. I can't believe... Adrian, I was apologizing to you. Where is the trust? I understand how To Kill Her feels now. Honestly, Shelley, To Kill Her, I can relate. I can relate. I understand. The broken trust is just, it's not cutting it. Okay. Adrian Andrews. What? Witness. That's not who you told me earlier. That's not who you told me it was earlier. Huh? Pray tell. What are you talking about, Mr. Prosecutor? I should think I know my own client, and it is Adrian Andrews. What? This can't be. On the phone earlier. What's going on here? My guess is that Mr. the Killer just stabbed Mr. Edgeworth in the back. Stabbed Edgeworth in the back? I'm sure in order to get an audience of this court. Mr. the Killer told him a different name. Met on guard, perhaps? I knew it. This is outrageous! I was deceived! This witness is telling a very serious lie. But you were the one who summoned this witness. You, Shelley the Killer. My testimony is the truth. The defendant at the moment is met on guard, am I correct? All I wish to do is help secure his acquittal. Wow. All of a sudden, it feels like we can actually win this. Yeah. The prosecution has failed to provide a motive and has instead provided this suicide note, which is a forgery created by the victim. Furthermore, there is a possibility the defendant himself knew it was a fake. But most definitive of all, we have heard from the assassin himself the name of his client. Mr. the Killer's client, who requested the murder, was not the defendant at all. No. With all this evidence, it is obvious to me that this means that Mr. On Guard is innocent. I seem to have caused you all a bit of confusion. Please, continue your discussion and call me when you've reached a verdict. Bailiff, please bring Miss Adrian Andrews in immediately. What now? With the way this is going, On Guard will be found innocent. This may be our last chance to save Maya. Yeah, but Edgeworth is right. The killer is lying. Wait, the killer's lying? Wait, we're not angry at Adrian? I'm so confused, man. Smooth Brain is taking over, and everything is gaslighting me right now, including myself. This is awful. This is the worst. The killer's right? He's just a radio. And On Guard, my client, I know he's guilty. Can I live with myself if I win this? Who would have believed that the prosecution's own witness would absolve the defendant? Your Honor, the prosecution requests permission to further question the witness. Shelley the Killer is certainly lying under oath. It wasn't me! Listen, everyone, please! That testimony just now, it was all one big lie. Miss Andrews, the suicide note may have been a fake, but man, Matt, he's the reason Celeste died. And Juan's death, it was all because he got pulled into Matt's twisted world. That testimony just now, you have to believe me. It was a horrible, horrible lie. But Mr. the Killer himself has testified. He has named you as his client. No! That's not true! Also, there is quite a bit of evidence that points to you. The knife and the button, donning the nickel samurai costume, but that's... You even have a motive. We know that Miss Celeste Impax was a large part of your life. You wanted to follow her, and you wanted revenge against the two who hurt her. I would say you have plenty of reasons to want them both dead. No! Mr. Wright? You know the truth. Tell them! Tell them the real story. Who the real killer is, tell them! Please, help me. Oh no. Yes, I know the truth. Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor. I believe we've reached the end of this trial. Therefore, I ask the defense for any final words or opinions. I have to decide. Do I take the not guilty verdict and save Maya? Or do I throw this chance away and wait for Gumshoe's new evidence? What am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? Let's save. That seems like a good thing to do. That seems like a great thing to do. I feel like, and again, I'm reiterating this, that I was told that this is one of the only cases in the series with multiple endings. So I think this is the branching path question right here. No, I want to save Maya, but we can't do it unjustly. We can't do our boy like that, not yet. Not on the first playthrough. We are a tried and true defense attorney. Request the trial to continue. Phoenix, I can't do it, Mia. I can't accept a not guilty. You're a lawyer. Wait, you are a lawyer. I know. But Matt on guard is a killer. A murderer. I can't let him get away with this. I can't let someone else take the fall. If I let Miss Andrews be convicted, then I'm no better than on guard. And even though I don't want to admit it, I have to face the fact that it's because of Edgeworth that I now know the real truth. He could have gotten on guard convicted so many times over. But he never took a single one of those chances. If I take this verdict right now, I'd be betraying his trust. And we can't do that. Trust is a big thing in this courtroom. For all of us the killers out there. Trust, especially between myself, Mr. Phoenix Wright, and our boyfriend slash fiance slash husband. Can't do that to him. Not when he's come back for us. His trust? I never thought about it until now. I trust him? Yes, you do.
Mr. Wright,
Your opinion, please. The defense requests that we be allowed to further question Mr. DeKiller. Am I hearing you correctly, Mr. Wright?
right.
But that witness has cleared your client through his testimony. Your job here is done. I'm not done yet. To see through witnesses' lies and find the truth. That is my job, Your Honor. There's still more evidence to look at. And I'm sure that once those pieces arrive here in this very courtroom, a miracle will occur. Very well. The trial will continue. Mr. Edgeworth, please re-establish connection with Mr. DeKiller. Right away, Your Honor. Has a verdict been reached? Before that, we would like to talk with you a little more. About? All you needed from me was the name of my client. What else could you need me for? Well, actually, we would like to hear everything you know about this case. That is how things are. Oh, that is how things are usually done. What is he talking about? Usually done? But what shall we have him testify about now? Mr. DeKiller, if you don't mind, please testify about your client in more detail. You legal people and your procedures. Is it any wonder no one likes to go to court? Witness testimony about my client, Part 2. As I have already stated quite a few times, Adrian Andrews is my client. However, one thing I simply cannot overlook is tampering with the scene of the crime. My client did it to frame another for the crime, while pretending to be the first person to discover the body and enter the scene. Adrian Andrews already knew from the very beginning that Juan Corrido was dead. But even more appalling is the creation and planting of the knife and button. That act is what I was referring to when I said my client had broken the rules. This is a most unexpected turn of events. For the 5th time now? However, this time, everything has finally been revealed. Objection! Just a second, Your Honor. Yes, Mr. Edgeworth? We still have the cross-examination to do. Thank you, Edgeworth! But you don't need to question testimony like this. Do you, Mr. Wright? Your Honor, the defense will question the witness. As if I have a choice here. Huh? Why? What this witness has said is nothing but beneficial to the defense's case. If you scrutinize the testimony, then I'll expose the lies in that oh-so-beneficial testimony, I suppose. I don't understand what's going on anymore. That makes 2 of us. Judge, when have you ever? Cross-examination. Press everything! Y'all know the deal.
What is it, Mr. Wright?
If I press him the wrong way, it might raise suspicions on his end. But I have to do something to waste more time. Right, we're stalling for the evidence. Right. But are we gonna get hurt by pressing? Phoenix is making me second guess this. Why would you say that? Witness, about requesting a hit. Yes. How much is your fee? I see you are also a dark-hearted man, Mr. Attorney. Uh-huh. If you would like to talk business, we can do so after the trial. No. I'm not thinking of hiring Mr. Wright! Yes? You want to kill me? You want me dead, don't you? No, Judge! What? Why would I? Guilty! Mr. Phoenix Wright, you are hereby declared guilty! Witness, let's continue. Why did you disclose the name of your client? They are your client, are they not? Break's over. Bye. Thanks for stopping in. Do the right thing. Oh, we'll do the right thing for sure. And then we'll do the wrong thing. But it all depends on how much time we have. I would think that most people wouldn't be able to overlook a person hiring another to kill. If I had a problem with such a thing, I wouldn't be very effective at my job. Yeah. Well, a change in occupation might be good for you. However, I will say this. Even though I am the one that does the deed, my clients are always the real guilty party here. That goes without saying, Mr. the Killer. And their fate is to live with the knowledge of their guilt on their shoulders. However, my client this time thought that they could run away with their guilt. Thought that they could run away from their guilt. Are you talking about the button and the knife? Yes. And my business card. Oh, this card. So that no one has to waste their time, including the police. I always make it a point to make things as easy as possible. You try to make things easy? My business card makes it very easy to identify who carried out the service. He's pretty devoted to his work. But to disregard everything, to go and stab the deceased with a knife, and even hide my card from sight, that is something I cannot overlook. Killer's got some pride, huh? It's really hard to tell if he's being truthful or not without him being here. So, you're saying most clients wouldn't do such a thing? That is correct. Usually, most people try to create an alibi for themselves. If you should use my services, Mr. Attorney, I would suggest you plan for your alibi too. No, I already told you, I have no intention of using your services ever. Why does he keep looking at me like that? Like I'm the one on trial here. Okay. The judge has it out for us. From the very beginning? That is correct. From before my client visited the room. All of my clients know precisely what the situation is at all times. I wonder if that's really true. That's odd. Oh, Edgeworth saw something weird there. Is it because, like, he gives everyone, like, a radio? Adrian Andrews already knew from the very beginning. Or because of the transmitter. Is the killer the one who planted those spy cameras, actually? So, why do you think your client did that? What do you mean by why? Well, fiddling around at the scene of the crime is pretty risky. And why would someone who's requested a murder go to the crime scene anyway? That is true. I assume it was probably done to frame Mr. On Guard. But if she really was his client, couldn't she just have requested that of the killer? Like, hey, make it look like this person in particular caused the crime. If that's the case, then why didn't the person just request that you do it? Thank you, Phoenix! Sadly, that is not possible. Huh? My job is to kill. That's all. And to leave my business card behind naturally. The business card is so my clients may escape blame. To protect them is my duty. Even if they say it's for revenge, setting someone else up to take your fall. Okay. And that's all you have to testify? Yes. And I pray that I will never be called to the stand again. Again? As in, you plan to continue? I must, as I have yet to find a person to take my place and become the 4th successor. Oh, thank you for the follow! Actually, how would you like a new life, Mr. Attorney? Excuse me? No, I'm fine, really. Are you really now? I wonder what kind of man the judge thinks I am now. What are you gonna do now, Phoenix? All I can do now is expose the lies. That's true. However, you realize that that will be very bad for a client, right? I'm so confused. But the one thing I know for sure is I can't let this trial end yet. Okay, so there was that one statement that made Edgeworth go, So let's find that one. I'm suspicious about, I think it was this one. Let's press it just to make sure. Was this the one? I'm suspicious about, yeah, it was this one. Either we have to present the spy camera, or maybe he had a walkie-talkie that he gives to his clients so they can communicate. I mean, it's either one of those, right? Has to be. Let's go ahead and save again. And I think we just present here. Okay. So what do we get? What do we think? What do you guys think? Is it Is it a radio or is it the spy camera? Place your bets! Also, I hope you guys are having a great day. This is the final trial for the Ace Attorney Trilogy. We're playing Justice for All, so the second game, case number 4. I think we go with spy camera here. Oh, that's wrong. That's so wrong. Why did you guys let me go with that? I wonder if it's not the camera and it's not the radio, I wonder if we have to present a profile. Or maybe it's just something else. Maybe it's just something else entirely. Yeah, this is wrong too. Okay. That's weird. That's odd. That's strange. Adrian Andrews already knew from the very beginning that Juan Corrida was dead. It's too bad we can't bring up testimony. Okay. Why would Adrian Andrews know that if she helped plan this press conference? Maybe we'll bring this up. I don't think we've brought this up. It's wrong, but I don't think we've brought it up yet as evidence. Okay, okay. It's a good thing we saved. Honestly, good thing we saved. Okay, okay. Adrian Andrews knew he was dead. If Adrian Andrews knew he was dead, why would she leave her own prints there? Like, I can understand, okay? And we're like fishbowling this. The killer says all he does is kill. So it's up to the client themselves if they want to plant the evidence to make it look like someone else did it. Fine, that's great. Why would she put her own fingerprints though? Doesn't make sense. She has no business being in there. None. Yes! Yes! We're so smart, guys! We're so smart! I'm gonna reload because doing this all, the rest of this trial on like 2 HP, that's not gonna cut it. Yes, let's do that. Thank you so much for taking the time to testify, Mr. DeKiller. What is the meaning of that attitude? When Adrian Andrews entered the victim's room, your client had no idea that Juan Corrida had been murdered. But how? How do you know that? From this wine glass, Your Honor. The glass? Mr. DeKiller's supposed client thought Mr. Corrida had only fainted. Which is why this glass of tomato juice was poured for the victim. But isn't that just a part of Adrian Andrews' calculated plan? That's not possible, Your Honor. This glass bears the fingerprints of that person. Had this been planned, they would have never left behind their fingerprints. I see your point. Mr. Edgeworth, what is your opinion? Strangely enough, I had the same exact thought just now. Witness, how do you explain this strange phenomenon? Isn't it a waste of time to ask about such a minor detail? It's not a very important point anyway, correct? You tell him, Edgeworth, you tisk all the way to high heaven! I'm afraid you're mistaken. If Adrian Andrews really is your client, as you claim, then your client should have had knowledge of Mr. Kurita's death. If not, then that can only mean— wait, then that can. I was thinking like a soda can or something. Then that can only mean that Adrian Andrews was never your client at all. How strange. Yes? Why is it that the attorney has yet to raise an objection at this absurd situation? Phoenix, if the killer figures out what we're up to, we're in real trouble. Yeah, I know. Kind of delayed there, Phoenix. Mr. Edgeworth, I'm surprised. You know you can't say things like that without any evidence. Sorry. Well, that was an awfully weak objection for the two of you. Anyway, I am positive there was a contradiction in that testimony. The prosecution requests further testimony concerning when the request was taken. Very well. Right now, I have to buy us more time. While we wait for the items the killer left behind to get here. I just know that the very outcome of this trial lies with those items. Witness testimony. Request taking. This request came to me, about a week ago. It was a request for my services on the night of the awards ceremony. We met at a certain bar to discuss and finalize a few matters. That is what occurred. I trust my memory, and I believe I have made no mistakes. Okay. So, you physically met your client? That is correct. Meeting one's client is the first step to building trust, in my opinion. I see. Well, Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, please. Okay. Cross-examination. Hold. Okay. I'm ready. Press! 1 week ago? Are you sure? Yes, I am quite sure. A week ago. Is that timing important? Does anyone remember? I, of course, had my own preparations. And I was barely able to finish. Is that about the time when they planned the press conference, do you guys think? When you request my services, Mr. Attorney, I hope you keep that in mind. Please, stop. In any case, my client this time had a very specific date and time in mind. A specific date and time? Well, the press conference is suspicious as hell now. Did you ask why on that specific night? No. I try to fulfill all the conditions of my client's request. But as for why, I only had my suspicions. Your suspicions, huh? So, what are these suspicions you had? Why did your client request that night? I'm sure it was all for the bear. The bear? My client spoke of it. And we know Matt on guard for sure bought that bear. We can bring up profile here. We can bring up receipt. My client spoke of it. I'm sure there'll be a bear-shaped figurine in Juan Corrida's room. Oh wait, that's pretty vague though, because there's a ton of bear memorabilia in there. I would like you to retrieve that item for me. Retrieve that item. Retrieve the bear. He must be talking about this bear puzzle, which we found in Matt on Guard's house. Inside that figurine was a suicide note. Naturally, the victim brought it with him to his hotel room. He was planning to publicly disclose its contents at the press conference after all. That is correct. And if I had not done the job that night, I would not have known where that bear figurine was. Also, can we just point out the obvious contradiction here? He said all he does is kill, and now all of a sudden he's doing all his miscellaneous tasks like kidnapping someone, retrieving a bear with a spy camera in it. Hello? I see. Well, Mr. Wright, was the testimony just now of any importance? It was very important! Super! The testimony just now has made one thing clear, and that is the client knew the secret of the bear figurine. Oh my god, is it actually Juan Corrida? Huh? Why is everyone so quiet? Mr. Wright, I think all of us already knew that. Oh. Really? Witness, please continue with your testimony. So, you physically met Adrian Andrews, right? Of course I did. What was that? What was with the brief pause? Witness, I would like for you to give us a few more details. I always meet my clients as a matter of principle. I've never taken a request by telephone or mail. And why is that? That's because I value the trust between a client and myself above all else. And the only way to establish that is to speak to the client while looking them in the eye. You could do that over TV, over a computer, over a video recording. Well, Mr. Wright, was the testimony just now of any importance? I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say hard no to that. Why he meets his clients is not important, and that wasn't the point. Witness, please stop sidestepping my questions. What do you mean by that? My question was, did you really meet Adrian Andrews in person? I have already told you, Mr. Wright. I did. It was only through talking with him face to face that I began to trust him. Him, huh? That's when I thought, I can trust this person as a client. Adrian is a very androgynous name. It's true what they say about talking face to face. Well, Mr. Wright, was the testimony just now of any importance? Yes! If I heard what I think I heard just now, then I think I've got him. Your Honor, I believe the testimony just now was of the utmost importance. Really? If that's the case, witness, please include the statement just now in your testimony. So I can shoot it down! Very well. From the moment I saw him, I thought I can trust this person as a client. We're gonna press that first. But obviously we present Adrian Andrews' profile here. But as we now know, that was not how it turned out, correct? What do you mean? Adrian Andrews turned out to be a client who couldn't stick to the rules, right? Well, yes. I suppose you are correct. So, I would like to check one last time. Are you sure your testimony's accurate? You haven't made mistakes, huh? You haven't made mistakes? You liar! Wait, huh? Oh. I didn't know we had another portrait frame. Okay, anyway, back to business. You liar! I would like to go over this one more time. You met Adrian Andrews at a bar and took the request at that time? Yes, that is correct. And that's when you thought he was trustworthy. How many times must I repeat myself? Yes, that is correct. I'm sorry, but that is an impossible tale. What? Shelley the Killer. You have never met the real Adrian Andrews. It's funny because Shelley is also pretty androgynous. Why would you say that? Because you made one very big slip-up about her. So what is the issue? What did you just say now? About her? If you had ever met Adrian Andrews in person, one look would have told you that she's a woman. Oh. Order! Order in the court! Mr. Wright, what is the meaning of this? This witness testified to the following. That he always meets face-to-face with his clients when taking their request. But he has never met Adrian Andrews in person. Yes, Your Honor. That is exactly the point. That means Mr. the Killer's client could not have been Miss Adrian Andrews. Ew, what is that coming out? Mr. Edgeworth, I understand your logic on this one. However, why would the assassin make such a basic mistake? What is coming out of the radio right now? I believe it has to do with her name, Your Honor. Her name? Yes. Adrian Andrews is without a doubt a very androgynous name. Kind of proud that he's taken my words. Yes, I see. Unluckily for Mr. the Killer, the entire time he was on the stand, no one had stated Adrian Andrews' gender. And so, he simply picked the wrong gender to go with. What? What is going on? Shelley the Killer! This court demands an explanation. Wouldn't it just be so funny if he just turned off the radio right now? He's like, nope, never mind. Not gonna testify anymore. I think somehow I must have mixed up this client with another. So, does that mean you remember something different now? Yes, of course. Please, if you would allow me to testify once more. I know he's just gonna spit out more lies. It's fine, Phoenix. This buys us time. Very well. But this time, please, give us the truth. And nothing but the truth. Witness testimony. Request taking. Part 2. Yes, now I remember. I took that request by mail. But you just said there have been times when I took a job without having met my client. The request was for the murder of Juan Corrida and 2 or 3 other small things. When I saw the name at the end of the letter, I thought my client had to be a man. No, sir. You are not squirming out of this one. So you took this job through a letter. He didn't mention anything about a letter in his earlier testimony, which means he's definitely lying. Be careful, Phoenix. If you break the assassin's testimony completely, it's over for us. I know. I can't make him suspicious, but I think we're okay. Like, we can do this. As long as he's standing there, across from me. Aw, Phoenix! You don't have to get all romantic and ushy-gushy over here all of a sudden! No matter how strong of a punch I throw, he'll counter it. Now then, let's begin the cross-examination. Cross-examination. Yes. Oh wait, no, we read this. We could just press here, you guys. What are you doing? But didn't you just say that you always meet your clients? Yes, I suppose I did say that. However, there are some clients for whom a meeting is simply not possible. But didn't you meet your client this time? No, I did not. Oh, come now. Let's stop with this game of cat and mouse. Using your silkiest voice is not going to work on me. Was that supposed to be silky? Was it supposed to be smooth? Phoenix, are you hitting on the killer in front of Edgeworth? Alright then, just cough it up and confess. Mr. Wright, you can't badger a witness with such harsh words. Don't hurt me for this. Judge, please. You're a lawyer, so behave like one and present evidence instead of mindlessly yelling. Now then, do you have any proof that Mr. the Killer met with his client? Oh, this is the game we're playing, huh? I don't have any proof, Judge. Not right now. They're not gonna outwardly hurt me. They're gonna make me hurt myself. This is some sadistic shit. I'm sorry, Your Honor. Unfortunately, I don't have any proof. I see. Then, your line of questioning was just another waste of time. Sadly for us, Your Honor, that is the nature of right and wrong. Oh, Edgeworth. Using my name in puns, you know a way to the girl's heart. I mean, we'll still press him on everything. And why could you not meet certain clients? Recently, I've been receiving more requests. If I met each and every client, I would lose some nice business opportunities. Nice business opportunities? He's one of those contract killers that you would find on eBay or something. On top of which, the times have changed. It is now the age of information and computers, correct? Well, I have joined the times, and now take requests via electronic mail. No, this is a guy that says via. Now take requests via electronic mail. Electronic mail? Do you have to mail that in a special insulated envelope? I'm very sorry. I despise the shortening of words. What I meant by electronic mail is what is commonly referred to as email. Email? In a contest of mimicry, the judge would beat a parrot hands down. Anyway, so you took this job without having met your client. And you were on break at 2, now you're going home. 2. Ooh. That was like an hour. 2 or 3 other things? Yes. And what were these other things? Well, there's the bear. There's the kidnapping. A few other things that have nothing to do with this case. What should I do? Should I let him slide with that? It'd be real bad if I pushed his buttons the wrong way and he got mad. 2 or 3 other things. I mean, this is a crazy thing for him to be saying because, again, did he not testify earlier that all he does is kill? And now all of a sudden, he's able to take down these menial tasks in addition. For now, I'll let it go because I want to see what other things we can get out of him. The killer sounds like one sharp man. I should try to find a better way to do this without making him suspicious. Let's continue with the testimony. Witness, if you please. Also, there's always the chance that, like, maybe all we do is press and then it moves on to the next sequence. So you're saying that you never saw your client's face? Not even once? I did. Once. It was when I went to give my client the figurine. Yes, I see. Huh. But they were in costume. But Miss Andrews was wearing a mask at the time. A mask? The nickel samurai mask, I'm guessing. Mr. Wright, what do you have to say about this? Do you have any problems with this piece of testimony? Okay, I think what we do is just look through the current evidence. Because I'm trying to think, what piece of evidence have we not shown yet? There is this. There's this. We haven't presented the transceiver at all. It's just something we have. I kind of want to present this at the other statement, the one where he's talking about the 2 or 3 other tasks he was given. Tabloid, guide map. The guitar case. Because it was empty, right? We still don't know where exactly the bear was. Could have been in the guitar case. No, it couldn't have. That's where the costume was, right? Okay, so that's where the costume was. Crime photo. We haven't really provided the suicide reports yet. Which, by the way, if you guys were here for the other streams on this case, you know that I was giving like trigger warnings in regards to the suicide, in regards to the depression and the attempted suicide and things like that. But as of now, the only reason I'm not giving it is because it's looking more and more like it was just pure murder. So you'll have to excuse me if I don't give any trigger warnings here. Okay, there's a knife here. Lotta's picture we've presented before. Transmitter we still haven't presented. I feel very strongly about presenting this figurine and also the transceiver. I feel like he's giving us an in, talking about the figurine himself openly, so I'm gonna say no objections to this specifically. I did not read any of that. I apologize. Okay, so I am going to actually press and keep pressing stuff here. 2 or 3 other things? Yes. And what were these other things? A few other things that have nothing to do with this case. What should I do? Should I let him slide with that? It'd be really bad if I pushed his buttons the wrong way and he got mad. No, I feel very strongly about this. I don't want to say confident, because every time I say I feel very confidently about something, it's wrong. So I'm not gonna jinx it. We're not confident about this at all, but we feel very strongly. Whether or not they're related to this case is for the court to decide. Mr. Attorney. Yes? Everything I have said from the beginning has nothing but beneficial... Wait, I missed a word. Has been nothing but beneficial to your client. Which is why I wonder, what is pushing you to continue with this cross-examination? Oh, he angry. Could it be that you're planning to betray your own client? That's... Ooh, did we do a wrong here? Did I jinx myself? I smell the stench of a backstabber. And should you turn out to be one... Wait! Uh-oh. This is looking really bad. I shouldn't press my luck. Alright, I have to think. Is this worth pursuing? We gotta double down here! We gotta double down! Witness, this is a very important matter. Please cooperate and tell us what these other jobs your client requested were. If it's truly that important, I suppose I don't have much of a choice. Oh, thank God it was a bluff. Oh, thank God. The bear figurine. The bear figurine? After the assassination of the target, I was to find that figurine. I was told that this job was just as important as the actual killing. And where was that figurine? It was inside Mr. Kurita's suitcase. No! No, the costume was in Mr. Kurita's suitcase. No! Could they have fit both? No! There was a whole ass mask. There was the shoulder stuff. There was the hakama and the vest. No! I don't believe that for a second. And then, what did you do next? I handed it over to my client right away. You gave it to your client? Interesting. This information certainly sounds important to me. Witness, please include what you just stated in your testimony. As you wish. Let's press it. One of these was to find the bear figurine and to give it to Adrian Andrews. I found this figurine at Mr. On Guard's mansion. If you gave it to Miss Andrews, then what was it doing there? I was waiting for her there. That was also part of the plan to frame Mr. On Guard, I'm sure. That makes a lot of sense. No, it doesn't, Judge! No, it doesn't! Well, Mr. Wright, do you have any problems with this piece of testimony? There's a contradiction! So, the killer says he gave the figurine to Miss Andrews. But I know somewhere in that statement, there's a contradiction. Because he doesn't know it was her for sure. He said she was wearing a mask. And yet, I know that if I present something trivial here, he'll cut the connection on his end. If you want to make a strong point, Phoenix, you have to present strong evidence. She's right. So now what, Dr. Wright? You're a doctor now? All of a sudden. Okay, what would we present? Like, the picture of the costume? Because that's really all we got to prove that it couldn't have been Adrian Andrews, right? Or no, not the guitar case. There's also Lotta's picture that we could present. This thing could present that because it shows the costume. Okay, present evidence. Witness, let's go over this one more time. You gave Miss Andrews the bear figurine, and she told you to take the bear and wait for her at On Guard Mansion. Is that correct? Yes. Where are you going with this? Well, I think you might have remembered a few things incorrectly. What? This is a battle of wits. I can't let up on him. I don't think it's possible for Miss Andrews to have been the recipient of this bear. Okay, let's think about this for a second. She couldn't have been the recipient because she was preparing for the press conference? Like, this is not the line of questioning I was thinking Phoenix was gonna go down, because we were so sure about presenting either the photo of the Nickel Samurai or the photo of the person walking out of the room. Press conference ticket? Do we finally bring up the press conference ticket? Uh... Um... It's the only thing! It's the only thing, guys! So, what do you think? Witness? Mr. De Killer? Oh, I'm sorry. I went to visit the water closet for a second. Mr. Attorney, I think it's time I stated this in terms even you can comprehend. I think we were wrong. Guys, I have a feeling. If you ask me any more of these pointless questions, there will be no mercy. Okay. Now we know his nothing statement. Okay. Interesting. So, if we push here, then we have to present that Adrian Andrews was not there at the time. If we push anywhere else... Actually, let's try pushing anywhere else and see where that leads us. I have a feeling, though, we were on the right path. Oh, it's not questioning us anymore. Oh my god, we're so smart, you guys. It's all this detective work. Like, our big brain, our smooth brain, our big-ass smooth brain, it's getting wrinkly. It's all this knowledge, all this power. Okay, so we were right to question this. It just wasn't the right evidence. So, my question is, do we press this again to then present evidence? Yes. Okay. Okay. So, we definitely have to present here. No question. It's not possible because of what? Why? Why would it not have been possible when it's clearly not the press conference ticket? Also, wouldn't it have made more sense if Andrews was the recipient? Why couldn't she just open the bear, take out the suicide note, put it back together, and tell him to put it back? Like, why keep it if she's really your client? Do we just bring up the figurine then? Wait, maybe we've been thinking about this all wrong. Maybe it's exactly what I just said. She could have just opened it. Shelley De Killer. If you had really given the bear to Miss Andrews, then this item should not have been inside it. This item? I see where you're going. Yep, and that's where I'm going. Where is everyone going? Do I need to pack a suitcase? Your Honor, please think back to Miss Andrews' testimony. And I was going to burn it, for her sake. If even for a single minute, this bear had actually been in Miss Andrews' hands, I'm sure she would have taken the suicide note out and burned it. We're so good at this game. We're so good at lawyering! Order! 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 So that's where you two were going. So, by the very fact that this suicide note was still inside the bear, it tells us that your client didn't know how to disassemble the puzzle. Which means... It means, Your Honor, that it's impossible for Adrian Andrews to be the client. Oh! Oh wait, no, that's not the judge. Oh! Oh, order! Mr. Phoenix Wright! I'm sure I mentioned this before. How I hate traitors above all else. I think your cross-examination has clearly demonstrated something to me. You must wish to break your end of our agreement. No, that's not... That's enough! If that is your intention, then there's only one thing for me to do. Wait! Please! One thing? Turn off the radio? Gentlemen, ladies, please excuse me. I have a matter that I must attend to. No, please! Not that. Please, wait! Mr. Attorney, bring this trial to a speedy end, and I may stay my hand. Otherwise... But, Mr. Wright, are you... Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, Your Honor. I didn't understand this witness's outburst just now. Do you think there's a need to hear more testimony, or is this enough? Well, we should... Edgeworth, we can't do this. If we keep this up, Maya she'll... He just realized. The prosecution... What has come over everyone? Even you, or... The prosecution... rests. What is going on around here? The prosecution has no further questions, Your Honor. Oh, what? Hopefully this is enough time for the other evidence to come in, though. And then they can find the killer, right? Right? Well, I never thought I'd see the day. This is a most unusual situation. If the prosecution rests with no further questions, then the prosecution has failed to uphold its stance. If that's the case, then even though I'm reluctant, I must believe that Mr. DeKiller's testimony is accurate. That would mean that Shelley DeKiller's client is Adrian Andrews. Oh no! Mr. Wright! Yes, Your Honor. If I end the trial here, right now, then your client, Matt on Guard, would be declared innocent. And in his place, Adrian Andrews would be charged with murder. We're getting the choice again? Miss Andrews would be charged with murder? The prosecution has no further questions, so we will now hear the defense's final remarks. Bailiff, please bring the defendant, Matt on Guard, to the stand. The items from DeKiller's hideout didn't make it in time. Oh no. Wait, so maybe that Francisca choice is relevant to the branching path. We tried as hard as we could, but It looks like our time has run out. I can't believe it. The outcome now lies in your hands. Oh no. Dude! Did the old guy finally decide? To be honest, I can't think of you as a truly innocent and good person. You've done enough evil to drive a woman to suicide. But, at least on the charge of murder, it would appear you are innocent. Huh. So, I guess even the old fuddy-duddy figured me out. Mr. On Guard? What an atrocious lawyer I have, giving his own client up like this. And that refreshing like a spring breeze crap, it's just as atrocious, don't you agree? Anyway, get on with it. Pronounce me innocent already. Right, Mr. Lawyer? Should I side with justice, or should I save Maya's life? You'd better get on guard a guilty sentence, okay? But if I did that, Maya will die. But if I say he's innocent, then Miss Andrews will be charged as the murderer. Do I say he's guilty or not guilty? Either choice I make, someone's life is gonna end. It all hinges on what I choose. Now then, Mr. Wright, let's hear the defense's final statements on this matter. Okay. If the person who hired the assassin was Adrian Andrews, then your client, Mr. Matt on Guard, is innocent. There's no need to ask, old man. After all, my lawyer is gonna say what I want, aren't you? Right? I can't do this, but I have to decide something. I can't count on the evidence to help me anymore. I have to listen to my heart. My client, Matt on Guard, is guilty! We're waiting for your answer, Mr. Wright. What? Matt on Guard, your client, deserves an answer. Say it, Phoenix! I'm sorry. My God. Matt on Guard is... Francisco! Yes! Our savior! Francisco von Karma! I have never been happier to be whipped than right now. You see now, don't you, Mr. Phoenix Wright? This is exactly why you should never take your eyes off of that scruffy fool. There's the GPS locator. Oh. Francisca, we love you out here. We love you. Did you bring them? The final pieces. Do you have them? You should know better than to ask that, Mr. Miles Edgeworth. Von Karma is perfect in every way. The evidence is here, in perfect condition. Don't worry about Scruffy. He's fine, and his injuries are minor. All of the items are inside this, his coat. What a filthy old coat this is. That's Gumshoe's. I can spot his tattered rags anywhere. I apologize for its ugliness, but there was nothing else to wrap the items in. I fought long and hard this whole trial. All for what's inside that raggedy coat. I'm sure that inside that coat lies a crucial piece of information. Evidence. Your Honor, inside that filthy...
Francisca, turning our world all topsy-turvy up here with your German accent.
Your Honor, inside that filthy coat are the defense's final pieces of evidence. Your final evidence? Yes, let's go. Let's do it. This trial is already over. All that remains is for me to hand down my verdict. I do not believe that any evidence presented now would change the outcome of this trial. What? Your Honor, it is our duty to examine every piece of evidence, down to the last. I request that Miss Von Karma be allowed to present these pieces of evidence. I suppose you are right, Mr. Edgeworth. I grant permission to do so, simp. However, this one is obvious. This one obvious rule applies here. If these items do not bring up any new points, then they will not be accepted by this court. Now then, Miss Von Karma, if you please. These pieces of evidence... These pieces of evidence are items left by the killer during his escape from the police. He must have been in quite a rush. Yes, Your Honor. The killer left 3 pieces of evidence. Somewhere among the evidence we're about to see, there will be something that'll turn this whole situation around. Like a miracle. I'm sure of it. That is all we can hope for. What could it be, though? What's the crucial piece of information? The first item is a pistol. That's the pistol that shot you, Francisca! I just know it. I have just an inkling. I have a feeling. Does the killer's pistol have anything to do with this case? Well, but what's the harm in questioning about it? Let's question. Does that pistol have any relation to this case? We love information around here. We have yet to perform a ballistics test, so I can't say for certain. However, I believe it has something to do with this case, at least with me. That's the pistol that he used to shoot you, isn't it? That's what I believe, yes. Oh. I kept the bullet they removed from my shoulder as a sort of memento. I'm sure it will be an excellent sample for the test. It's funny because her father was also shot in the shoulder, but he didn't get it removed. So that's the pistol that was used to shoot Francisca. It's probably not gonna help us very much. Pistol added to the court record. A small caliber pistol that's thought to have been fired by the killer at Francisca. The second piece of evidence is this videotape. Oh, I hate the videotapes, man! Please don't let me watch through it! I bet the killer took that from On-Guard Mansion. Sorry. Had an alarm go off. Have you checked the contents of that tape? Unfortunately, there was no time to. Oh, yeah. But I would speculate that this tape is very important. Why would you say that? Because he came back to his hideout for it. The killer went back for it? That's right. It looks like he was trying to recover it. He injured 3 of the officers at the site. But somehow, it looks like they managed to protect it from the killer. Shelley the Killer is no ordinary man. Videotape added to the court record. One of the items retrieved. The killer violently tried to recover it. Contents unknown. Did I say violently? The killer violently tried to recover it. Contents unknown. The last piece of evidence is this bellboy's uniform. Where's the real bellboy? That's the question. Justice for bellboy. The last piece of evidence is this bellboy's uniform. Is that a uniform from the Gatewater Hotel? I don't think this is important, but again, we love information around here. Was that used during the crime? I am almost certain it was. There's even a pair of black leather gloves in one of the pockets. There's no doubt about it. The killer was wearing this on the night of the murder. There is one thing I found interesting about this uniform. And what is that? There is a button missing on this uniform. A button. It's a very unique button. I'm sure if we were to recover it, it would provide us with an interesting clue. Bellboy's uniform added to the court record. Worn by the killer on the night of the murder. One of its special buttons is missing. What would happen, per se? Like, what if we wiped the blood off of the button we have currently in evidence? Would it show a G? That is all I have to present, Your Honor. It's just as I thought. And what is that, Your Honor? I'm sure. Were we under normal circumstances, these items from Shelley the Killer's hideout would be very important clues. However, our question is not who did the killing. It's who is the client. Yes, that's correct. And these 3 items do not tell us anything about that. Thank you for your hard work, Miss Von Karma. You may step down now. I'm surprised she hasn't been whipping him. Wait, Your Honor. Please allow me to examine this new evidence. Overruled. This court already has all the evidence it needs to hand down a verdict. Wonderful. Absolutely splendid. This judge is such a brilliant man, isn't he? Is this the end? Phoenix. I know it. There's no such thing as a miracle in this world, is there? I think you're wrong. I think they do exist. But you have to make that miracle happen. You've come this far. You can't give up now. But no matter how you think about it, it's... Try. For my sake. Just think about it. For a second. There are 2 ways out of the situation for us. 2? I only thought of 1! That was the button! The other would be like... I guess like the VHS? That would be like blackmail information, right? Because it would have the killer. face on camera enacting the murder? I don't know. Okay, maybe not that. Because we're looking for the client in particular. What was the first piece of evidence? The pistol. But they need ballistics. And we can't wait around for ballistics, so it has to be VHS plus the button. Plus the uniform. VHS and uniform. So we know button for sure we bring up. I don't know about the other one. Let's see. Oh, 2. The first. Oh, she's just gonna tell us. Okay, yes, Mia, yes. We love a helpful queen. Make on guard wish from the bottom of his soul for a guilty verdict. Oh, she's not talking evidence, she's talking strategy here. The killer will always place his client's wishes first. If On Guard himself wishes to be convicted, then he'll let his hostage go. That may be true, but that's asking me to do the impossible. The second way. Force the killer to end his contract with On Guard. If the killer were to no longer think of On Guard as his client, then he would let Maya go. VHS for sure then. VHS has to be the blackmailing video. Mia, that's even more impossible. He's a man who values his duty towards his clients above all else. I know both of these seem like impossible feats at first. Well, it could be button too. But if you could make either one happen, it would truly be a miracle. The bigger problem is, the judge has already said he doesn't need any more evidence. The pieces he was just shown, he's not accepting them. Phoenix, think things through from the other side. Isn't that what's always worked for us? The other side? Wait, does she mean... You mean turn things around? Phoenix, the judge says he doesn't need the evidence. If that's the case, then who does need it? The person who needs the evidence. The defense, prosecution, and the judge. We've all seen. We have seen all the pieces of evidence. And that is how we've come to know the truth. But there is one person who's yet to see them all. Matt On Guard. And that person does not know the truth. Is she talking about Matt? The Nickel Samurai? That truth. It may be what will bring the miracle in the end. There are no objections this time, correct? Now then, I will pronounce my verdict. Why don't we all respectfully sit back and listen, kids? Yes. I've already told you, Mr. Wright. This court does not need any more evidence. I'm not saying it's us that needs the evidence, Your Honor. Here he is, using Mia's words again. Then you want to show the evidence to that person? Yes, Your Honor. Please, Your Honor. Mr. Wright, for you to ask with such passion, I'll grant you one chance. One chance? Please show us your evidence to who you think is the right person. The right person for what? That's impossible. To turn this situation around in one try is one try. that is all I will permit. I have to try to remember everything that's happened up to this point. Think, Phoenix. Think. There must be a way to save Maya while taking on guard Dan at the same time. Now then, Mr. Wright, let's not waste any more time. Who would you like to show evidence to?
Well, if we're speaking strictly about who's in the courtroom, it has to be Matt on guard, right?
I see. And now, tell this court what one piece of evidence you would like to show this person.
I think... So here's my line of thinking, right? For sure, we want to bring up this button. Oh, wait. There's no special G on it. Maybe they just made it look plain so that, you know, maybe there could be a G and it's just like we're not actually really paying attention to it until we bring it to the attention of the court. Maybe it's one of those things. It's a stylistic choice. I'm doubling down, you guys. We're gonna bring up the bellboy's uniform first to be like, hey, there's a button missing. And look at this, we happen to have a button in our evidence already. Take that, take this, take that. I think that's what we're gonna do here. I mean, if not the bellboy uniform with the button, then the VHS tape and whatever the heck is on it, they better bring their own TV. But this is the only tangible piece of evidence that we have that we can follow up with, I think.
Well, what do you think, Mr. Edgeworth? I don't have anything to say to this. So how about you, Miss Von Karma? Okay, listen, my line of reasoning was sound, okay?
Well, I was just shot, so...
I'm not even gonna read it. I'm not even gonna bother. We're out of here.
Well, fuck. Well, shit. Ah, nuts. Oh, we failed.
I don't want to take this. This isn't how I want to end the episode. And just like that, the case came to an end. I ran away from the courtroom and wandered the streets alone. I never saw Maya again. The killer is a man of his word, so I'm sure he released her as promised. I heard the verdict of Miss Andrews' trial is a few days later. She was found guilty, of course. Don't like that. The miracle never happened. Maybe it was never meant to. Because a miracle is something that doesn't exist. Well, we're not ending it there. We're going back. Hell no, go back. Where did we save? Okay, we saved right here. Okay, good, great. Okay, maybe it's not the uniform. Maybe it's just the VHS, straight up. I mean, all signs were pointing to the tape. How the killer was, you know, violently trying to retrieve it, and
I mean, there's no way we messed up who to present the evidence to, right? Okay, videotape. It's wrong! It's wrong! What? Wait! Okay, we're shifting gears here. We're shifting gears, people. We could call him back. And then we show him the VHS. Okay, no. Wait. Wait, huh? Bailiff, please bring in the transceiver from earlier. All right, it looks like I managed to convince him. Oh my god! That was right for once! we got him with the killer! We got him with Shelly the killer! Maya, she's okay, right? Didn't I tell you to concern yourself with bringing about a speedy end to this trial? Now, if I understand correctly, you wish to show me one piece of evidence. How are you gonna see it, Shelly the killer? Riddle me this. How are you, through the transceiver, through the two-way radio, going to see this VHS that I have? I could be completely bluffing here. How would you know it's the real one that you're after if you can't watch the tape yourself? Yes, one is all I need. I have here a videotape. It was found at your hideout. I heard you injured 3 officers in your attempt to get this back. That was most regrettable. However, it was an order from my client. I was told to protect that videotape. I thought so. I'm afraid I seem to have failed in that regard. Do you know the contents of this tape? I was sternly told by my client not to watch it. So I have absolutely no idea. Actually, you're on this tape. Here come the bluffs, man. Me. Yes. There was a video camera hidden at the crime scene. Your actions were being recorded. What? Is that true, Mr. Wright? Who was it that planted a camera? Well, the only person who could have placed a camera at the scene of the crime would be your client, naturally. That was Adrian Andrews. Be quiet and listen, Your Honor. Yes, sir. Your client specified a place and time for you. Isn't that right? Yes. That was so they could film you. Sorry, the puzzles just clicked into place for me. The recording was timed to be specifically at 8 to 9. Smart man, Phoenix. I had no idea. I mean, I knew he was being blackmailed. He knew he was being... No, he didn't know he was being blackmailed, actually. He just knew he had a job to secure a tape. Man, this assassin sucks. My boys are active after eating. Order! Order in the courtroom! Jesus, can't have any law and order in this place. I had no idea. Mr. Wright? Why would my client do such a thing? I would like to know why.
Why did Matt on guard film the crime scene? The reason why he did that is my ticket out of this whole mess.
Okay, so we already had a couple theories as to why he did this. Number one was scandal, if I'm remembering correctly. Number one is it could have been a whole make or break of his career, right? If he uncovered who this mysterious Shelley the Killer serial killer is, he would be claimed as a hero to the media, right? He wouldn't just be some nickel samurai anymore. He'd be a hero to the nation. This whole Shelley the Killer legacy just completely blacklisted now, hunted down. Number two would be like insurance, of course, insurance. Like, of course, like, again, he could blackmail Shelley the Killer into not harming him, right? I mean, he'd have to protect the tape. And what better way to protect the tape than to have the killer himself protect it? That's actually pretty smart on his part. Like, okay, I give him props on that. I don't know if we came up with any other theories, but those are the two that I have remembered off the top of my head. Order!
Reason why he did that is my ticket out of this whole mess. There's only one reason why your client would secretly film the crime scene. They wanted to see Juan get his, blackmail you, or didn't trust you. They wanted to blackmail you! Yes! Your client once told me something.
Hold on, I have to eject the crowd from this courtroom. I'll be right back. I'm gonna try to tug a war with Juju while we finish this case. So let's get through it. Let's get through it. I don't think there's much left. I'm pretty sure we're right there. We're so close to the end.
Your client once told me something very interesting. Ow. We were talking about you, and this is what they said. But I'm no weakling. I don't believe anyone, least of all assassins. Oh, come now, Mr. Wright. Assassins aren't above blackmail. Yes, that's where the video comes in. With that, I can keep him at bay and even blackmail if I want, and even blackmail him if I want it. Your client didn't trust you at all. They were thinking of using this video to blackmail you. What do you have to say to that, Shelley the Killer? Oh! It looks like I was being deceived from the very beginning. Yes, by a natural, an actor! That is the kind of person they are. Your client is a person who only thinks and plots of how to use the people around them to protect themselves from any and all dangers that may arise. That is the true nature of your client. I have one question for the witness. Yes. You told us one thing numerous times during your testimony. You said that you detest traitors most of all. Yes, that's right. But what if that traitor was your own client?
He's donezo! Finito! He dead! He's gonna die in jail. He's gonna go to prison and die there.
what would you do then? That's obvious. I would break our contract in that case.
And then break his neck!
Getting too heated over this. And then that client would become my next target.
Yeah.
For the honor of the killer name, even if it takes an eternity.
I'm being attacked! Okay, I need to carry you. I have to carry you now. You give me no choice. We have to get through this. You understand, right? He was doing so good all day, and then he eats dinner, and this is what he's become. A monster. Simply a monster.
For the honor of the killer name, even if it takes an eternity, I would follow that person to the ends of the earth to exact my punishment.
This is Juju, by the way, for those who don't know. I know he's hiding his face right now, but this is him. This is the big boy.
I see. That's all I wanted to know. So, the traitor becomes the killer's next target. Ah, I get it. This is how we'll turn this case around.
You mean we're not done yet?
Mr. Wright? Oh, wait, Mr. Wright? Yes? My contract with my client is over. As of now, I seem to have a new job on my hands.
There he is. There's his face.
I will now return to you your precious item.
What the? I'm not an item!
Maya, I thought I'd never see you again. Oh, thank goodness. This trial appears to have come to its conclusion. However, actually, I am sort of... I don't quite know what happened there with the client and the witness and... Miss Von Karma, where did that... She always has you in her sights. Now, I do believe this time, it's finally time to hand down the verdict.
Yeah, you better squirm. Not you. I'm talking to on guard there, the samurai.
Mr. On Guard. It looks like somehow you got what you wanted. You'll finally receive the acquittal you wanted so badly. You should be happy. But before that, I would like to make one final statement. Sometime in the near future, one very betrayed assassin may appear before you. Needless to say, that man is very good at what he does.
That's debatable.
I'm sure you understand what I mean, if you watch this video.
Which is now in police custody. Help me.
Now then, Your Honor, the verdict, if you please. Is this all right with you, Mr. Wright? We finally reached the end of a very long battle. Whether he's convicted or acquitted, there's no escape for him now. Go on, Phoenix. Plead whichever way your heart tells you. Right, Chief.
We plead guilty here, right? Because if we plead not guilty, it doesn't matter that Maya's free. That would put Adrian Andrews in prison still. So, we're pleading guilty here. We'll take the L.
Matt On Guard.
Give our man his win for once, Phoenix. Give Edgeworth the W. It's a give and take in a relationship. Even though I'm a lawyer, I cannot make your crime disappear. I think a guilty verdict is appropriate here. Me? My wonderful self? Guilty? Even if you got an acquittal, the instant you set foot outside the detention center, your life would be in danger. No matter which way you look at it, you can't run away from your crime anymore. No! Guilty, 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 guilty! Trigger warning self-mutilation? As always, it looks like we have uncovered the real truth. Okay, nobody's gonna say anything about that, huh? I don't remember you helping out much in this. Mr. Edgeworth, how is Matt on guard? I have left Miss Von Karma in charge of his incarceration. I'm sure he's getting a full-course meal of whipped leather right now. Very good. That was a close one, wasn't it, witness? Yes. I plan to pay my debt to society for my own crime, Your Honor. The first time I was called to the witness stand during this trial, all I felt was despair. She must be talking about the time Edgeworth really went after her. I guess she's trying to forgive him for what he did. This witness, how should I put this? She has an illness. If you're going to say you would choose death, that is of no concern to me. But after that, when I was alone at the detention center, that's the first time I really saw myself for who I am. And today, when the two of you used your combined strength to convict Matt, I felt like I'd been finally saved. Wow, this is the first time I've ever seen her smile. I'm really happy that you two are in charge of this case. I really don't know how to express how I feel at this moment. This is the first time I felt comfortable with myself, with who I am. Thank you so much, everyone. It looks like we've resolved everything. At last. Okay, but like, let me just put out this counterpoint that this is not how you cure depression in IRL. You don't just go to court and cure mental illness. It doesn't go away. I'm sorry. Apologies to my mental illness gang. I'm glad that weight is lifted off her shoulder, though. She knows now it was a forged letter. She knows that Celeste Impacts probably didn't commit suicide. Okay, maybe she did. I don't know. But anyway, she doesn't have to worry about Matt on guard. As for myself, there are still a few things I'm confused about. But everyone seems to be in good spirits. And that is good enough for me. That's all. This court is adjourned. Finally! Oh my god! Okay. March 23rd, 5:14 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 3. You were great out there, Phoenix. What I did out there was right, wasn't it? I wonder if there's an ending where we get Adrian Andrews in prison. There probably is, maybe. Okay, I'm putting this boy down because he's heavy, and I'm sweating. This is the first time you've not gotten your client off.
You got them a guilty verdict this time. But you have to look past all of that to what's really important. You now realize that there's something more than just getting a not guilty, right? Yes, I understand now. Phoenix, think back for a second. Think to the moments before Miss Von Karma arrived with the final pieces of evidence. Think about the incredible decision you had to make. Now then, Mr. Wright. Let's hear the defense's final statements on this matter. I can't count on the evidence to help me anymore. I have to listen to my heart. Should I side with justice, or should I save Maya's life? Sweating out here. That dog was heavy. My client, Madame Guard, Is he guilty, or is he not guilty? Those were your choices then. And your answer spoke to what being a lawyer means to you. Oh, we're getting an entire recap here of our choices. I don't like this. It makes me uncomfortable. Right. Edgeworth, I have good news. Maya is now safe in police custody.
Really? But Pearls, you're telling the truth, right, Mr. Edgeworth?
Yes, she's quite safe. I would have loved to be there to see that transformation because honestly, that was quick. She's on her way here as we speak in a patrol car.
Ah! Mystic Maya! Mystic Maya's safe! You did it! You really did it, Mr. Nick!
Ow, she punches deceptively hard for a kid.
I believed in you. I kept saying to myself, Mr. Nick will save her. Mr. Nick will save her.
Thanks. My goodness, the dramatic turn in emotions here. Oh, what's wrong?
Miss Von Karma.
About earlier. Thanks. Ow! Why are you still smiling, Mr. Phoenix Wright? You lost! Your perfect win record has now been crushed. And yet, you're still happy? I don't think you'll ever understand Miss Von Karma. How dare you? Don't worry. She may in time. After all, I was like that myself until a year ago. Edgeworth. For my own personal victories, and for guilty verdicts. Oh my god! What is happening? I used every dirty trick in the book, and so my win record remained spotless. Did they not think they were gonna make another game after this? But a man appeared and stood fast against that selfish me. I fought him in my usual manner, and tasted my first defeat. He loves us. I felt like I had lost everything because of that. We changed the man. We did it. We did the trope. And then it was my turn to sit in the defendant's chair. And I was saved by that person I called my enemy. I couldn't forgive myself for all that had happened, so I left the prosecutor's office. And I left that note. Prosecutor Miles Edgeworth chooses death. As well you should have. A prosecutor who shamed himself with defeat should crawl into a hole and die. But that was not what happened. After I left the prosecutor's office, I finally came to realize something. And it was in that moment of clarity that everything changed. What foolish nonsense! We prosecutors use anything we can to attack the defendant. But every time we did so, no matter how desperate the situation, instead of giving up like most people, that man would hold strong with his undying faith. And then, before I knew it, I began to trust in that man as well. He began to love us. That should really read, I began to love that man as well. Can we put an addendum here? What? You trusted your enemy? It doesn't matter how many underhanded tricks a person uses. The truth will always find a way to make itself known. The only thing we can do is to fight with the knowledge we hold and everything we have. Erasing the paradoxes one by one, it's never easy. We claw and scratch for every inch. But we will always, eventually, reach that one single truth. This I promise you.
The truth?
Yes. That's the reason why prosecutors and defense attorneys exist. But I'm sure you knew that already, didn't you, right? That's why you couldn't forgive me. This man who went into hiding. Isn't that right? This man who only had his sights on victory, who ran away into the night.
Is Mr. Edgeworth right, Mr. Nick?
He read me like a book. You really let me down. When you disappeared, I felt betrayed. The reason I decided to become a lawyer to begin with was because I believed in the things you said to me all those years ago. And you betrayed your own words. That's why, 1 year ago, I made up my mind. I decided that the Miles Edgeworth I knew had died. At least, that's what I told myself. You pathetic fool!
Miss Von Karma?
I don't want to hear the wretched whimpering of a disgraced loser. Von Karma is someone who is destined to be perfect. Miles Edgeworth, you are no longer worthy. You are no longer worthy of being a Von Karma. And neither am I. It's over. It's all over. Francisca threw something on the ground just now. This is an electromagnetic receiver. Isn't that the thing she used to track Detective Gumshoe? I'll return this to the precinct later. There's something else.
Her whip? Isn't that Miss Von Karma's whip?
I'll never set foot in another courtroom again. I'm sure that's what she's saying by this action. You should keep this, right?
Okay. Alright, I see where this is going, Edgeworth. I'm just kidding, guys, I'm just kidding. Okay. Nick! Maya! Maya! Mystic Maya! Mystic Maya! Aw. We didn't get a portrait like this since Mia's trial. Oh, Nick, I knew you'd come through. You got on guard convicted, like I knew you would. And on top of that, you even rescued me. Well, of course I did. You know I'd never desert you. But we sure pressed our luck this trial. You're really lucky to be standing here. Whatever, whatever. Look, it's over, okay? Besides, if I did croak, I'd just come back and haunt you like a bad ghost. They're burly. Is it really that easy to do something like that? Thanks a lot, Nick. Don't mention it. Maya. Oh! Mr. Edgeworth! I'm relieved you're all right. Hey, it looks like you've made some real progress, Mr. Edgeworth. Well, I suppose I'm a little different from who I was a year ago. The girl is starved! Alright. I think it's time we got out of this depressing place. Huh? Where are we going? Food, Nick! Food! Grub! Chow! I'm starved! I'm so hungry, even you look like a nice juicy burger on a bun to me, Nick. You think I look like a burger? I'm a prime rib, at least. Come with us, Mr. Edgeworth. Please? Let me try that again. Come with us, Mr. Edgeworth. Please? If you insist. Alright, so how about we hit up our usual burger joint? Don't be silly, Nick. Huh? This case messed up that awesome evening and got in the way of my gourmet food. So I've decided that we have to make it up by having another feast. Another feast? Come on, Nick. Food! We went back to the hotel! March 23rd, 7:38 p.m. Gatewater Hotel. Hotel lobby. I wonder if Miss Ratatata is here. Hey, pal! Sorry to keep you guys waiting. Gumshoe. You should still be in the hospital, man. Gumshoe, are you alright? Yeah, but I'm really embarrassed. I didn't think I'd hit a telephone pole of all things. That's worse than a car hitting you! Then it wasn't a red light that got him? You did it again, city boy. I felt like my dear old heart was gonna give out on me, and I ain't joking. Yeah, it was more exciting than the very last episode of The Steel Samurai. Thanks. Now looky here, Mr. Snooty Prosecutor. Don't you reckon you bullied Mr. Wright too hard? If you don't start being a lot nicer to him, he might just kick it. Tonight even. I'll keep that in mind. Well, come on now. Everyone gather round. You're only gonna get your picture taken by a genuine professional photographer. Looks like Lotta bought herself a new camera. Oh, well, pal, at least we can put this messy case behind us now. Come on, tonight's all about eating, so let's go chow down, pal. What about the picture, don't you? Amen to that, pal. Amen.
You know, when you think about it, you were the one who saved it. Wait. You know, when you think about it, you were the one who saved the day, Detective. Me? You really think so? He's right. If it wasn't for the 3 items you took, I think this trial would have had a very different ending. Well, you know, it's just... Huh? Wait. That's odd. When I ran off with the things from the killer's hideout, he didn't have 3 items. Wait, he had 4? I was sure I took 4 things in total, sir. What? 4? Yeah. I'm sure I put one of the items in my coat pocket. There was a 4th item? Oh, come on, y'all, it's over! But oh boy, I tell ya, you really are something else. Between getting accused of murder and getting kidnapped, never a dull moment with you, huh? You think? Why does she look so happy about that?
But being shut away for 2 whole days, weren't you scared?
Yeah, it was really scary. I felt so hopeless. So, to keep my mind off things, I drew a picture. Sounds like you had a rough gal. So, what is this picture of yours?
Yeah, I wanna see it. I wanna see Mystic Maya's picture.
You know, I don't know where it went.
That's too bad.
Well, it's alright. It wasn't anything important anyway. It sure is nice to finally see them both smiling again. I wonder what the 4th piece of evidence was. What is it, what is it, Edgeworth? This thing is picking something up. That's Miss Von Karma's receiver! Thanks to her, I had the most awful experience of my life, sir! I can't believe she stuck a tracking device on me. That's odd. Even though you're standing right here, the tracking device seems to be in a different location. Why is it beeping then? Oh, it's probably busted or something, sir. Is it on Francisca? Or did Francisca put it on to kill her? Well, it doesn't matter. I'm afraid it's about time for me to excuse myself. I still have some work to do.
Huh? But, Mr. Edgeworth, you haven't even eaten anything yet!
And you've eaten way too much, you glutton. I had fun tonight. And now, if you'll excuse me... Wait. What? I just want to say thanks, Edgeworth. You really saved me out there. If anyone should be saying thanks, it should be me, right? I feel like words alone aren't enough here. Just kiss! Just kiss! My boys! I wonder if there's anything I can give him to express how I feel. Excuse me? Phoenix, what do you want from me here? You want to give him something? Your attorney's badge?
But you need that, right? Hmm. Edgeworth gave us this to keep. And, man, I don't know. A Magatama? Would you like a Magatama that was given to me by Maya and imbued by Pearl? Man, I don't know. What do we gift Edgeworth here? Here's an attorney badge. Welcome back to the field. Welcome back to the court. Welcome back as an attorney. I don't know. What's this? It's my way of saying thanks. I see. Well, it's the thought that counts. I guess I'm not very good at showing my appreciation. Wait. I guess I'm not very good at this showing my appreciation thing. You don't need to thank me. I was only doing my job. I wonder if we can give him anything there.
It looks like Mr. Edgeworth has left, Mr. Nick. Hey, Mystic Maya? Yes, Pearly? I guess you two can go back to being lovey-dovey, right? You and Mr. Nick, I mean.
Pearly? Would you cut it out already? You're embarrassing me. Anyway. So, who's paying for this lovely dinner party? As if you need to ask. Everyone say, thank you to Nick. Huh? Ah, yeah. I'm kinda at the point where I can't even buy instant noodles, pal. So I kinda already put your name on the bill. Huh? Yeah, I got me a situation just like that myself. There's this camera shop in this hotel, see? And I just bought myself this good old beauty here. It better be anyhow for $3,000. 3,000 smackaroons. Actually, I reckon you bought it for me since it's on your tab and all.
Isn't this great, Mr. Nick?
Yeah, Nick. Why do I suddenly feel like screaming? Nah, you don't know. You don't need to hold back now, you hear? Yeah, pal. Time to let it all out.
This is gonna be the first time I hear the real you.
Go on. It's been a while since I heard you say it. I've been busy being a hostage and all. Objection! All right then. If you say so, say the thing! Objection! Yay! Whoa! I love that trial, man. That's my favorite trial in this whole game. I had to hide that letter, but I knew you'd find it. I really feel like I've been living on edge lately. I mean, I've escaped death 3 times now. Pretty cool, huh? I feel like a pro. Did they do this last time where there's a whole epilogue with the characters talking to us?
I'm so happy that you could save Mystic Maya, Mr. Nick. And I'm so happy for the two of you. Speaking of which, I think this hotel is a popular place for honeymooners. So I sort of made reservations for the two of you, just in case.
Pearls! Is that under my tab too? Oh my god. Well, pal, it looks like I'm back on the force again. As you should. Mr. Edgeworth had a long talk with the chief and he got me reinstated. I heard he said things like, letting that one go is bad for society. I knew it. Crashing headlong into everything is the only way to live, pal. It's going real fast. I'm just trying to keep up. I wonder what we could have given Edgeworth. I
Maggie Bird, am retiring this uniform as of today, sir. I'm gonna be a waitress from now on and bring smiles and joy to the people who come by the restaurant, sir. I hope you'll stop by sometime, Mr. Wright.
Now, the way that they, like, ended it, not this sequence, but at the end, post-trial. Yes, are you here to visit a patient? I'm Dr. Hottie. Recently, that girl, you know, I haven't seen her around. Yes, but I remember if I even laid an eye on her, she'd go crack. Didn't matter if I got whipped though. Yes. I wonder if they thought they weren't gonna make another Phoenix Wright game. Because it just ended so, like, finitely. It's time to begin our quest for world domination for the circus. Something about Zimbabwe.
Hey, Max, what do you think about what, Zimbabwe? Do you think there are castles made of cake and bunnies who can talk?
I think if they're already talking bunnies, even they won't laugh at Mo's jokes.
Where is... Oh wait, did I say Joe? Mo's jokes. Where is Mo? Where's Mo? Bring him out. Yes! I'm ready, I'm ready. There's no way these jokes are gonna fall on deaf ears. I'm gonna be more contemporary with my humor. Mo Curls.
We've got a whole new act.
Something, hallelujah.
Say something, will you? You're supposed to start this off. Get on with it!
Oh my god, really testing my chops here. I don't know if I remember all their voices. What's this? Transcendent ordinary electric razor. I can't believe this, really. How long do they plan to make me wait? But it's Edgy Pooh's idea, so that must mean there's some deeper meaning behind it. But why do I get the feeling they wouldn't forget about me, right? It was never like this in the old days. Everyone would treat me like royalty and call me Queen Wendy. And there's something with burning and fire and the scenery's all gone and I lost track of what she was saying. Because honestly, Oh, she's still there though. I appreciate everything you and Mr. Edgeworth did for me. Oh, that's right. I received a letter from Miss Von Karma. She said that after I get out, I should feel free to consult her about anything. I'm really thankful to have met everyone. I felt like her dialogue went by twice as fast as everyone else's. It has become difficult for me in this country as of late. As such, I will take a short leave of absence. If you would like to request my services, please visit my homepage. May we both be blessed with longevity. Why? At least we know he won't come after us or anyone, really. Then who is on the tracker? Goldbag, who is in the room? March 23rd, 9:42 p.m. International departures. Gate 12. Where are you going, Francisca? How did you know I was here? With this. Oh! It was Francisca who had the tracker on her. That's... I heard you were planting things on a certain person. Things like tracking devices in his coat, for example. That's just like you. I only planted it there because he was always wearing it. This filthy drab of a coat. This filthy drab of a coat. I don't know how it ended up in my luggage. But it's going in the trash. I promise you that. Oh,
That's right. Speaking of that man, he told me something very interesting. Yes! When I ran off with the things from the killer's hideout, it's the fourth piece of evidence? I was sure it took 4 things in total, sir. 4 things? It seems he put the last one in his coat pocket.
He put it in here?
It doesn't matter anymore. The case is already over. What are you going to do now?
What was it? I wanna know! I'm nosy as fuck!
That's none of your business. Are you running away? Shut up! You don't understand a thing. You can't possibly understand what it means to be Manfred von Karma's daughter. Franziska. So many expectations from everyone around me. Expectations I must fulfill. I'm expected to win, no matter what. And failure? Such a thing is not an option for me. My father was a genius. There's no doubt about that. But me? I'm no genius. I've always known that. But I had to be one. I had to. You may not be a genius like your father, but you are a prosecutor. You have been, and always will be. No, I'm not. Not anymore. I've even thrown away my whip. Right.
You're supposed to give him the whip!
You were supposed to give me the whip.
It's just, you gave it to us, and then I was like, I can't give back the gift you gave me. We know for next time.
You haven't changed a bit. You've always left me alone and walked on ahead without me. Miles Edgeworth. I've always hated you. And then, finally, my chance to take my revenge on you arrived. If I could win against that man, if I could make Phoenix Wright bow down in defeat, then this girl you left behind would have risen higher than you. That was supposed to be my revenge. I see. You know, I can't do it. I can't change who I am. I can't throw away everything until... Wait. I can't change who I am. I can't throw away everything I've been until today. I believe you can. Just like how Adrian Andrews did. Adrian Andrews? You were going to use her during the trial, right? But you were dependent on your father by using his tactics. Isn't that right? Today, you chased after me. After I had left you behind all these years. And that's why we're standing here now, side by side. But I have no intention of stopping. If you say you're going to quit your walk down the prosecutor's path, then this is where we part ways, Franziska von Karma.
She is just a girl after all. 18 years old. I am Franziska von Karma. Don't think I'm going to walk in your shadow forever. Our battle begins now, so you had better prepare yourself, Miles Edgeworth. Miles Edgeworth. Good luck, Franziska. Sorry we ruined that little sibling moment. Phoenix Wright. One day, someday, I'm sure we'll meet again in battle. Until then, this last piece of evidence that never made it to you, I'll take good care of this fourth piece, so I can give it to you when we last meet again. When at last we meet again.
Maya's drawing. It was a card. It was a calling card.
Nick. Oh. Loved it. Loved it. Okay, we're finally done. We finally finished Justice for All. We're on the final game of the trilogy now, officially. It's been a long road, guys. What's up, gang? Okay, so if you're watching this far now, then you've seen the ending, you've seen all of the choices we could have gotten, but we didn't choose. I have gone ahead and replayed that entire final section, and I can tell you none of the choices yields to anything. Choosing Franziska for her GPS locator to find Gumshoe does not change how long it takes her to get to court. She stops you at the same exact spot. So the only thing that I thought was worth recording was giving Edgeworth the whip. So let's get into that.
I feel like words alone aren't enough here. I wonder if there's anything I can give him to express how I feel.
Well, we know what it is now.
What's this? Thank you. It's all thanks to you two. You and her. You and her. You don't need to thank me. I was only doing my job.
But did you take it? Is the question, did you take it? You better have taken it.
It looks like Mr. Edgeworth has left, Mr. Nick. Hey, Mystic Maya? Yes, Pearly? I guess you two can go back to being lovey-dovey, right?
Okay, so the rest is the same. Gonna fast forward now.
March 23rd, 9:42 p.m. International Departures, Gate 12. Where are you going, Franziska? How did you know I was here? With this. That's... I heard you were planting things on a certain person. Things like tracking devices in his coat, for example. That's just like you. I only planted it there because he was always wearing it. This filthy, drab coat of his. I don't know how it ended up in my luggage. But it's going in the trash, I promise you that. Oh, that's right. Speaking of the man, he told me something very interesting. When I ran off with the things from the killer's hideout, I was sure I took 4 things in total, sir. 4 things? It seems he put the last one in his coat pocket. He put it in here? It doesn't matter anymore. The case is already over. What are you going to do now? That's none of your business. Are you running away? Shut up! You don't understand a thing! You can't possibly understand what it means to be a Manfred von Karma's daughter. And Siska. So many expectations from everyone around me. Expectations I must fulfill. I'm expected to win. I'm expected to win, no matter what. And failure? Such a thing is not an option for me. My father was a genius. There's no doubt about that. But me? I'm no genius. I've always known that. But I had to be one. I had to. You may not be a genius like your father, but you are a prosecutor. You have been and always will be. No, I'm not. Not anymore. I've even thrown my whip away. Whip away. Speaking of that, Wright gave me this to hold on to. Right. You knew something like this would happen, didn't you? You knew something like this would happen, didn't you? I'm going to say this again. We prosecutors do not fight for personal honor or pride. I hope you'll think deeply about what you should be striking down with that whip. You haven't changed a bit. You've always left me alone and walked on ahead without me. Miles Edgeworth. I've always hated you. And then, finally, my chance to take my revenge on you arrived. If I could win against that man, if I could make Phoenix Wright bow down in defeat, then this girl you left behind would have risen higher than you. That was supposed to be my revenge. I see. You know, I can't do it. I can't change who I am. I can't throw everything I've been until today. I believe you can. Just like how Adrian Andrews did. Adrian Andrews? You were going to use her during the trial, right? But you were dependent on your father by using his tactics. Isn't that right? Today you chased after me, after I had left you behind after all these years. And that's why we're standing here now, side by side. But I have no intention of stopping. If you say you're going to quit your walk down the prosecutor's path, then this is where we part ways, Franziska von Karma.
I am Franziska von Karma. Don't think I'm gonna walk in your shadow forever. Our battle begins now, so you had better prepare yourself, Miles Edgeworth. You know, now that I think about it, Edgeworth really set everyone on the path to become an attorney. That's crazy. Man's the main character. And everything else is still the same here. Well, it wasn't a crazy change. We didn't deviate that much, but I think this sweet little moment between the two warranted a recording, you know? Thanks for watching.